The traditional photo call, the traditional red box, but this was not a traditional budget. With just weeks before an election, it was highly political. For Finance Minister Alastair Darling, it was about highlighting the differences between the ruling Labour Party and the opposition Conservatives.
I know there are some demanding immediate cuts to public spending, and I believe that such a policy would be both wrong and it would be dangerous. To start cutting now risks derailing the recovery, which is already bringing down borrowing more rapidly than was expected.
The most pressing task, cutting Britain's deficit at 12.6% of GDP. It's the third worst in the world after Iceland and Greece. The government wants to have it in 4 years. To help small businesses promote innovation and invest, the government will introduce a one-off $3.7 billion growth package. And it intends to get all taxpayer money back from the banks. A 50% tax on bank bonuses has already raised more than $3 billion. And a boost for the housing market with the waiving of a one-off purchase tax for first-time buyers on properties worth up to $376,000, but paid by lifting taxes on homes sold worth over $1.5 million, a move which would appeal to Labour's core voters. Mr Darling says Britain is doing better than expected.
Global recession has not turned into depression. Unemployment here in the UK has not risen as much as was feared. Borrowing, as I will explain later, is lower than forecast last year.
In the House of Commons, the opposition leader dismissed Labour proposals as too little, too late.
Today, the biggest risk to our recovery is 5 more years of this Prime Minister.
But one independent pollster says the Conservatives face a struggle to convince voters that they'd handle the economy better.
What we've seen is an intensely political budget. It's much more politics than economics, and really a mark of the campaign to come. Plenty in it for Labour's core voters, try and put the Conservatives on the back foot, and also raise the stakes in terms of politicising the campaign around some of the sort of seedier, grubbier elements that promise to make this quite a dirty campaign.
The election is now at the most 6 weeks away. The politicians will argue and debate about the measures announced here, but the people will decide who is right.